Thanks. Thank you for your talk. Can I ask two questions? Like you did. Just the first one is. Yeah, the first one is. Do you think there'll ever be race riots again in this area?
Well, I'm not in the business of forecasting. I tell you why journalists say this to me, and I always say, look, to journalists, you're paid to forecast the future. I work unpaid to influence the future. And I would like to devote my life to things that mean we solve our problems and don't have war and race riots. But of course, it's possible. And if our previous friend is right and we live in a fascist state, there'll be a lot of bloodshed before you're dead.
Yeah, and the other question I would ask is, who's your favourite politician at the moment?
Well, I tell you who, yeah, I was going to say, the people who have influenced my life, not one have been white or European. I met Mr. Gandhi when I was 6. Gandhi, Mandela and Desmond Tutu are the 3 moral leaders of my lifetime. And I think that's, I said teachers are important, they're all teachers. And you see, Desmond Tutu says, if there's a crisis, get truth and reconciliation. Whereas the War Crimes Tribunal, you find one guy and hang him and say we've solved the problem. That doesn't solve any problems at all. I was thinking about South Africa the other day. Supposing when Mandela won, he'd insisted that the white leaders be hanged, like the way they hanged Saddam. There'd have been bloodshed in South Africa from that day to this. He didn't. He reconciled himself with those who had oppressed him. So that's my answer. Those are the 3 men. I'd add a few others like, well, Bobby Sands, who died in a hunger strike. And do you know what Bobby Sands said before he died? It's a brilliant phrase. He said, our revenge will be the laughter of our children. All he wanted as a revenge was that his children would be able to laugh. Now, can you imagine a more courageous statement than that? I don't want to take my revenge, I just want my children to be able to laugh. And Paul Roach, the great black singer whom I knew, the son of a slave, he inspired people with his music. So that's the way I look at it. It's not looking for, political leaders. It's for teachers and people who lead movements.